Welcome to Define You Radio. Class is in session with your host, the Southern Belle of Bold, Valencia Griffin Wallace. Are you ready to unapologetically build your confidence, achieve goals, and design a life worth living? Learn the life lessons and strategies to define your life, money, and business. Pens and papers ready? Class is now in session.
Hey kings and queens, class is in session today with our guest, Kiesha Greaves. She is a motivational speaker, the founder of Girls Chronically Rock, and the Massachusetts State Ambassador for Muscular Dystrophy. Girls Chronically Rock offers inspired fashion celebrating muscular dystrophy and other chronic illness. Can you trust your dopeness that after a diagnosis, you could start a fashion line? Good question. Make sure you stay tuned for the electrifying, entertaining interview that we did with Miss Kiesha Greaves. But before we get into that, do you queens need a break? Does your wife need a break? Your sister? Maybe your cousin? Then they need to join us at the Move Retreat happening September 27th through the 29th in Jacksonville, Florida. You can find out more information at valenciagwallace.com/events. With that being said, pens and papers ready. Class is now in session. Okay, welcome to Define You Radio. I am your host, Valencia Griffin Wallace. When you guys get here, go ahead and say, hey, boo. I am joined by my beautiful hot seat queen, sister, friends, part-time harassers, Queen LaVon and Queen Shannon. If y'all want to go ahead and say hey to the audience.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
You guys, I know, when's the last time we did a live show? What, 2 weeks ago or something? When?
Mother's Day, Thursday.
Oh,
yeah. Thursday before Mother's Day.
Interesting. So that means y'all missed our faces, which is all good because we have definitely a hot show tonight. Class is in session with our special guest, Miss Kiesha Greaves of Girls Chronically Rock. Let's welcome Queen Kiesha to the show.
Hey.
We are really excited to have her here. Just to tell you a little bit about her. Okay, Kiesha is a motivational speaker. She is the founder of Girls Chronically Rock and the Massachusetts State Ambassador for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, MDA. Girls Chronically Rock offers inspired fashion celebrating muscular dystrophy and other chronic illnesses. Now, you're probably wondering, what is muscular dystrophy? Because I even had to think. I know I've heard of it, but I don't exactly know what it is. But I know I've seen the MDA. Hey, Dynasty. Dynasty is in the building. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, love, share the video. We appreciate you guys watching. And I want to ask you, kings and queens that's joining us, do you know what muscular dystrophy is? Just be honest. Because I said no. Queen, LaVon, Shannon, did y'all know what it was before the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Queen LaVon?
Well, because I have a coworker whose niece has been diagnosed with a different type, because there's different types of muscular dystrophy. So she has a type that is affecting the muscles in her arms. So I have known a little bit about it, and I just learned that it was different because I thought it was just all one type. So finding out her sharing her niece's story is what helped me to know that there's different types. You know, not everyone has the same type.
Exactly.
Muscles may not be affected.
Right. Do you know what type she has?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what type she has?
Whatever it is, it's only her neurologist that she have gotten in to see, saying this is the second case that he's seen in all of his years of medicine, and he's probably like one of those seniors of medicines here in the upstate. So I can't remember the name. I know a lot of times it's named after a doctor, so it's one of these crazy things I wouldn't have never thought of. But it is affecting the muscles in her arms where she can't raise her arms.
Right. Okay. Because that affects me also as well, like where I can't raise my right arm or I can't properly put my hand out to maybe give you a handshake. So yeah, mine's affects pretty much my arms all the way down to pretty much my legs. Wow. And my type is called limb-girdle muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I might, while we're talking, I might text her to ask her what's the name.
Yeah.
I was surprised, but it was to hear a doctor say that in all of his years, and this is like a senior doctor that's been around the upstate for a long time, saying this is only his second case.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Well, let's go ahead and rewind a little bit before we get into the specifics of it. I want to say hey to the queens that have joined us. Angela Ray, we see you. Queen Lorraine, we see you. And everybody else, make sure you say hey, boo, when you get here. It's a hot seat edition on Define You Radio, and I'm really excited. So, Queen Keisha.
Yes.
I wanted to kind of start a little different and talk about your quote, trust your dopeness. I thought that was very interesting because I thought your quote would be, some long, like live life to the fullest while you have it type thing. But you made it short, sweet, and simple. Trust your dopeness.
Yes.
So why that quote?
That quote, honestly, I've been using that like for quite some time over the years, even before I started Girls Chronically Rock. So I knew when I started Girls Chronically Rock, I wanted to have different quotes, different inspirational quotes. So I just thought, hey, trust your dopeness. Wanted to do something like a little different, a little unique. Because I just thought trust your dopeness means trust and believe in yourself, regardless if you're going through a chronic illness or not. So that's why I kind of just thought trust your dopeness. And I knew I wanted the font to be a little bit funky, a little bit unique, just that was like the vision I had in my head. So that's where trust your dopeness came about.
I'm trusting my dopeness for the rest of 2019.
Yes.
Hey, Lord, we see you. Okay. I know you and Queen Lavon kind of touched on it, but what exactly is muscular dystrophy?
Sure. So muscular dystrophy is, just to backtrack, I was diagnosed in 2010 when I was in graduate school. So I kind of never heard of it myself when I was first diagnosed. So once I was diagnosed in 2010, I kind of actually had to do some research myself because I'm like, where did this come from? Where did this come about? And nobody in my family seemed to have it. So muscular dystrophy affects, like she had mentioned, all different types. So my type is called limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, where it does affect all of your muscles and muscles, including your heart as well. So my type that I have definitely does affect my heart. So I have to go get an echocardiogram once a year to make sure everything, the heart and everything is monitoring, perfectly, as it should. So it definitely affects all like the arms all the way down to like, my feet. Pretty much I just went yesterday for an examination. So they definitely, test your toes because it definitely has progressed over the years where, I never used to have to walk with a cane or walker. I used to just be able to walk, alone by myself, just more independent. But, that is something I look forward, to, not forward to, but the doctor did say it would progress over time, but pretty much affects, all of your muscles. Pretty much. Wow. So like what an able-bodied person may take advantage of, as I used to, before I was diagnosed, it's like the little things as like, I can't raise my arm to say like, oh, hey, I have a question. Like this is probably like the most I can raise it, or I can't like, put my right arm out to directly give you like a handshake and things like that. And walking up and down the stairs is definitely a no-go for me. So I can't like walk up and down the stairs anymore unless like some of my guy cousins honestly lift me up, for the holiday events.
Wow.
I just got schooled.
Wow.
Very, very interesting. Wow. And I guess, your heart is a muscle. So
right.
I didn't think about that to this moment.
I know.
Right. And I didn't think about it till my doctors told me as well. So yeah. And I'm still, learning things honestly each day as I honestly wake up. Sometimes the body is super tired. Sometimes what I'd be able to do today, tomorrow when I wake up is totally a different, atmosphere. And I'm like, whoa, I was just able to do this yesterday. So it's like the body is definitely can be fatigued more days than the others.
Queen Lavon.
I know you said you had to do a little research about once you was diagnosed and I know that I'm imagining that can be kind of hard to deal with when you're sitting there reading because everything is not all positive.
Right.
How did you prepare yourself, or were you prepared for what you were when your research started developing and you started seeing the long-term effects, everything that you will have to experience over the course of years? Were you prepared for it? And if so, how did you prepare for that?
I was definitely not prepared. So, because when I first started to get the symptoms, I would just kind of repeatedly fall on the floor. My leg would kind of just give out. So I thought at that time, I'm like, oh, I just need to lose some weight. No big deal, kind of brushing it off. But then as I mentioned with the symptoms, like not able to raise my right arm and stuff, that's when my mom was like, let's go to a doctor, see what's going on. So we did. And then that's when I went to my neurologist. We did MRI, EKG, EMG, and that's when she was like, you have muscular dystrophy. And I'm like, what is that? Because before I even got specifically diagnosed, when you get symptoms, you start doing your Google research. And I was like, oh, I have multiple sclerosis because that's something that's more popular, still similar to muscular dystrophy with the muscles, but totally different. So I was like, oh, that's what I have already, but still not like acknowledging it. So when she said that, I was totally, in denial. I was in denial for years. I totally shut, people out. I wasn't telling family or friends. If I went to a job interview and they would see me kind of walk with a limp or a cane, I would say, oh, I sprained my ankle or I was in a car accident, instead of just saying I have muscular dystrophy. So, it definitely wasn't something I prepared for. This is something still I'm taking each day by day. I'm definitely more like, I guess, accepting of it now. Because if you had asked me a few years ago, oh, do you still see yourself, like in creating a business to inspire others or being the MDA state ambassador? I would be like, no way, because I wasn't even acknowledging that I had muscular dystrophy. So how could I discuss it? So I definitely was in denial, just kind of totally, just kind of accepted it over the years. And I realized definitely being a part of different support groups, talking to others that have muscular dystrophy, is nothing like talking to somebody who actually gets it. Because yes, you may have the support of your family and friends, but no, that's like unless you're living with that every day. So, as I mentioned, I'm still taking things day by day. It definitely has progressed over the years. Like I do use a power wheelchair right now. So, but yes, at that time, every time I went to the doctors, I was thinking they were going to say, oh, your test was wrong. You have this or totally different. So I still had that. Although the doctor said this is what I have, it's like I still wasn't acknowledging that in them. And so, I definitely just learned to embrace it and take it day by day and, connecting with others and inspiring others because I know what that's like. And I'm a true believer in, things happen for a reason. This is why when Chronically Rock started because I got my undergrad in fashion design and merchandising. So I'm like, all of this, kind of aligned and came together.
Queen Shannon.
So in researching it, I know you said, it just kind of came, but in researching it, have you found that it's something that might be in your blood that might be dormant and then comes about, at a later time? Like what causes it?
That's the thing. There is no really cause of they don't even have definite answers of what exactly causes this muscle disease. So I have done several testing because the thing with different types of muscular dystrophy, there's also a subtype. So for instance, my limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, there's a subtype of 1 through A that affects, I guess, the different muscles of the body. As of right now, my subtype is inconclusive. I took over several testings and all of them have came back unknown. So right now, I don't know my exact subtype, nor do they know what really caused it. They did say it's family inherited, but no one in my family seems to have it so far. So I don't know, but I am going to be doing some further testing, genetic testing on my mom, dad, and sister, because I was told, although no one in your family may have it, someone in your family could possibly carry the gene. So for instance, my mom could be a carrier, but I just happen to be the one to get it. So that is some testing I plan to do hopefully in the next few months or so. But so far, there's no really definite answer of how it comes about. It's so crazy how these things just come on your body.
It is.
Wow.
Because I
Would you?
would definitely do you have kids or no?
No kids.
Right.
So being that this is, genetic, have you thought about, if you decide to have kids in the future, or is that just like it's a no go, or have you thought about that, or is that like a touchy subject for
I
you?
definitely no, it's not a touchy subject at all. I definitely had thought about that even before I was diagnosed. I don't know. I guess I never been like the person that envisioned my kids like with kids. So that was never kind of in my like plan of things, but my doctor did tell me, my neurologist said if I do plan on having kids, there is a test that I can say test my child to see if they would possibly carry this gene or have muscular dystrophy. So that is something that he told me about, not like something I brought up or asked, but he was like, oh, do you plan on having kids? Do you have any kids? Just as you just asked. So he did say there is a testing to test my child to see if they would possibly carry this gene.
Wow.
Interesting. That kind of reminds me of the discussion me and Queen Shannon had earlier. I'm gonna just about the abortion law, and we'll touch on that topic at a later show, because I believe one way, Queen Shannon believes another. But I'm gonna go to my next question. So, being that you denied it to, or didn't really tell your friends and family when you did open up, what were the reactions that you received?
The reactions were like, oh my goodness, like, in total shock, pretty much like how I would be, because it's not like something I was born with or, had any, like, about of, oh, this was going to come upon my body. So definitely people was shocked. They're like, oh my goodness, I knew something was going on. You wasn't responding to my text. You didn't want to go out. And they was like, what exactly is muscular dystrophy? And, I do appreciate the friends and family that definitely did their research. They took it upon themselves. I wasn't like, oh, go look it up and find out what my symptoms are. It's like they would come back and say to me like, oh, I just researched this. They said, this definitely progressed, and it affects your arms and legs. What symptoms do you face on a daily basis? So I definitely had like the great support of family and friends, as I still do. But yeah, that was pretty much the reaction I received.
Queen LaVon.
Well, I was just want to comment. We have a few comments coming up in our from those that's watching live. Okay. And I thought was very interesting because one of our Queen sisters in our group, Dynasty, actually posted that she has, and I'm probably gonna mess up the name, systematic lupus erythematosus.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that. Yes.
So yes. That's, we didn't know this. So I'm happy that we're talking about this and discussing this because she was able to share this with us.
Right. Oh, okay. Yes, I know a few people I follow know lupus.
Yeah, and she did say that she would tell people she tripped or fell in a hole or something. That's how what was explained her having to either be limping or something.
Right. Wow. Okay.
I don't know what happened to.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Sometimes it does that, Queen LaVon. Go ahead and come back on, and we'll put you back on. Y'all know. Until I own a TV station.
Yes.
Notice I said until. It's gonna happen.
You're right. That's right.
Go ahead, Queen Shannon.
So I want to know, mentally, how did it impact you? I mean, because I know progressively, you said you first started, just falling, thought your legs were just giving out. And then from there it was the arm, like, and mentally, like, where did that put you? Where was your headspace with that?
My headspace was like, all over the place, because I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I didn't go looking for you. So it's like, especially when nobody in my family seems to have it. I'm like, what is this muscular dystrophy? And it's like, I didn't expect it to just so rapidly, progress over the time, because sometimes I look back at Facebook pictures, memories, and I'm like, wow, look at me there. And I was walking up and down the street in Vegas and et cetera, et cetera. So my mindset, of course, was all over the place. It's still sometimes over the place. Like, as much as I'm in a better space now than I was before, it's like, I still have my days, and, I'm totally honest and raw with that, with everyone. Like, because some days, like I said, I wake up and I don't know what the body wants to do. Some days I may have a fall. And good thing I do wear my Lifeline button, which I'm wearing right now because I do live alone. So I hit that, and then the EMT services come. And sometimes I could be in a great mood, and then if I have a fall, I'm just like, like, why did that happen? You know what I mean? So it's like when I do get down, that's one thing I look forward is my TV shows. I'm a TV fanatic. So that is something I definitely look forward to on a regular basis.
Okay.
But Queen Valencia, I just want to ask a second part to that.
Okay.
Do you find that your mood can affect that? Like if you're feeling upbeat and positive, you have a better day. If you're kind of sad, that it might, affect it on the other end?
Yes, it definitely can. I have been more, like I said, just having a fall that could, just affect my mood swing just like that. Like I could wake up, in a better mood, but if I have a fall, it's just like, why is that happening? And then that can put me kind of in a damper mood where it's like, I may just want to go to bed, and then I just kind of shut everything down. And, so it can definitely vary, but I just try to stay as positive I can. But yes, the mood swings could definitely change.
And just so you know, this is my thinking face when I'm doing this.
No problem.
I don't want you to be like, what is Valencia mad or something? No, that's my thinking face.
Okay.
It's my deep in thought.
Okay, gotcha.
Kind of rewinding. Did you lose friends, or did you start seeing other sides of people you thought were friends when you said, hey, I have this going on? Because if before you were like the partying, going out type, and then you couldn't anymore, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how did it affect? Because I'm pretty sure where most of your friends were politically correct and said, I looked it up, I'm here for you and everything else. I'm pretty, when some of my friends are got a cold, I don't want to be around them. So, did some friends walk away?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I must say, through this journey of when I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, I definitely came to realize who my true friends are, who has stood by me through this journey, who, when we want to go out, they would call the place to find out if it's handicap accessible for me, people who take it upon themselves, as I mentioned, to do the research. And then there's some that, kind of just don't want to be bothered. And I'm sure they probably didn't say it to me, but I'm sure there have been times where they have want to go out and just didn't invite me because they probably feel like maybe I could have been a burden on them. Maybe the place wasn't handicap accessible. So yes, they may not have came out and told me, but I'm very observant. I see what's going on. But yes, I definitely will say I definitely realized who my true friends are through this process.
Did you I'm thinking about how I would handle it.
She did not go G, baby.
No,
she did not.
I mean, I would definitely, I ain't lying. I would probably be, well, girl, I really didn't like you anyway. Like, what they gonna say back? Because you have a chronicle, am I saying it right? A chronicle illness. I don't know. Yeah. Y'all only have one cup of coffee today. So I'll be like, how you got attitude with me? I'm the one that has an illness. Like, right. You selfish. That's why you single. Like, I would be real, I ain't lying. Because, and then I'm going to turn the mic over to Queen Lavon, because y'all know I will go all the way left. Because recently, I found out I'm vitamin D deficient. I used that as an excuse. I did research. I'm like, look, I got an attitude today because I'm vitamin D deficient. Or you don't know what this is like. I'm being honest. If my husband is on anywhere, he will verify that I'm serious. God forgive me. Queen Lavon, go ahead, because I would be an angry person. I couldn't be the ambassador for MDA because I'd be on Facebook going off. Go ahead, scream upon.
Oh my God. I just would want to continue where we're speaking and kind of pick up where Shannon was talking about with May being mental health, mental awareness month, where people are really talking and focusing on mental health and mental awareness. And a lot of times, even for those people that are dealing with chronic diseases or illnesses, they have to deal with a lot, just one, coming to terms with it, owning it. But there can also be this, and I hate to say burden, but there's also this mental challenge that their family and that their loved ones have to face, because they're having to, face the realization that, this is something, whether it's parents or grandparents or siblings, that, okay, what is wrong with my sister? How can I help her? What if I can't help her? I'm not enough. I'm not supportive enough. Or even those friends that say, you know what, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
How do you, especially with your organization, how do you communicate with others that, this is what you need to do, or this is how you can help those that are dealing with these chronic type illnesses and diseases?
Yeah, I just see like posts like that a lot, with just people they may not know exactly what to say to someone with a disability, and they may not be coming off in a harsh way, but it's like certain things, or, oh my goodness, you're in a wheelchair, I'm gonna pray for you. And people don't understand someone in a wheelchair. It's like why? Like I'm just like everybody else. And the thing is, people don't understand,
right?
Being in a wheelchair, I can still stand up and walk. I still walk around the house and do what I have to do. It's just, my muscles, I don't have control over that. They took over my body. So it's like, I can't say stand for a long time or walk periods of time. But yes, there are certain things people say, like, just like smart remarks. I can't even think of so many right now, but I'm actually going to be blogging about that pretty soon. So I'll definitely tag you guys in that when I blog, just so how people, like, the complaints they make, or even to like an able-bodied person, when they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired, I had 2 hours of sleep. Or when someone with a chronic illness says that, it's like, that's something totally different. Don't compare. You can't compare your tiredness to my tiredness, because it's like, especially like last month, I had a bad fall in the shower. Like, I had a huge bump on my head. I had to call EMT, like literally naked in the shower. You know what I mean? The EMT was like, you should come to the hospital. Like, let's go. And I'm like, no. Like, I got shows to watch. I got to watch Wendy Williams. So, like, I'm just like, if I can get up from certain situations like that from a fall, it's like, you can't complain about that. You got a stuffy nose or a cold and such like that. But it's like, yes, I hope I answered your question. But yes, there's so many other things that people may say that, I realize, and I teach my family and friends as well, like, like, don't say that, or don't just assume. You don't know this person's story just because they may look okay. They're parked at a handicap spot. You don't know. They may have asthma. So I'm starting to, like, teach others too. It's like, you don't know someone's story. You don't know what somebody's dealing with. Although they may look okay, you don't know what, just like someone with lupus has, looks like regular. Before I was walking with the cane and walker, I used to park at the handicap spot, and I used to get stares like, oh, she don't look, but it's like, they don't just pass out the handicap signs to nobody, so
right.
It's like, I got it for a reason.
Exactly.
So it's like, but yeah, I definitely know what that's like. And, I guess too, it's like, before I was diagnosed, I feel like I wouldn't know certain things. Like, I wouldn't care going someplace, oh, is this handicap accessible? Do you have a stairs? Do you have an elevator? Where, I wouldn't think about that before I was, diagnosed, because it's like that. I wouldn't care if it was handicap, but it's like, now that I am, I'm bringing more awareness to it, to my friends and family. You know what I mean? So it's like, now they understand it.
Wow.
Queen Shannon.
So we have a question from the live. Has it triggered any seizures neurologically?
No, it has not. I haven't gotten any seizures, thankfully.
Good.
Dynasty also did ask if you would post her in the blog. She just put, please tag me in the blog also.
Oh, okay, yes, and tell her to definitely, so I can make sure I tag her. Or follow me on Instagram at girlschronically_rock. So then I can make sure I tag her, have her information, and I'll follow her back.
And we'll, of course, make sure we share it. But I'm gonna make a confession before I ask my next question, okay? Because I'm one of those people But now, okay, now I'm checking me. Keisha's just dropping the mic all over the show. Because I'm one of those people that when somebody get out of handicap, I'll be like, they a damn lie. Excuse my French, Spanish, and English. Ain't nothing wrong with them. I'm about to I'm a parking handicap thing, and I'm not. At least I'm being honest. Y'all know how we do on the show. So, Queen Keisha, were you that person before you got diagnosed?
Not that I recall. I don't think so. I think too, maybe because I was just so kind of, I think, in my own world where it's like, I wasn't really even paying attention. But it's like, I think now I'm more aware. And because I'm getting the stares, I'm getting the comments, I'm just like, but I really can't think of a time. Maybe there was, but I think back then I just kind of wasn't paying attention. I was able to walk from like down the street 2 blocks to go to the mall or go to this place. So it's like, now that I'm getting the stares and all of that, and they're like, oh, I like, even one night I went out with my friends to the club and I was with a cane, and this guy comes up to me, he's like, are you a pimp in Boston? And it's like I'm not wearing this cane as a fashion statement, like, so it's like things like that. So it's like you kind of never know what someone's thinking. Like maybe some people do think I'm walking with this as a fashion statement, or I'm a pimp, and I'm not. Like I need this because I need to come, with my balance. So I need to walk, and I use this as support. So it's like you never know. Right? Yeah, and it's like I think people too see oh, I'm young. They're like, oh wow, like what's wrong with her? And it's like there's little kids babies born with this muscular dystrophy and other illnesses. So like I said, you kind of just never know, and just kind of be more aware maybe or why this person's acting out. They may have autism, certain things I think about. So it's like you kind of never know what somebody's story is. There's probably a reason, they're walking with a cane, parking in a handicap spot.
I'm working on being a better person, y'all. Okay, because I probably would have seen Queen Keisha, as beautiful as she is, with the cane, like, oh, so she a madam in these parts? I'm not gonna lie. If y'all been following me in the show, y'all know you see Queen.
Oh my God!
I'm just honest. I'd be like,
At least you're being honest. So now you see me.
They know. I see the laugh emojis in the comments. They already know. Girl,
Lord,
what is it and why did you start it?
So Girls Chronically Rock, as I mentioned, so I did get my undergrad in fashion design and merchandising. So after being in so many years of, denial, not really accepting that I had muscular dystrophy, I'm like, it's time I start putting my degrees to use. So I'm just like, I want, because I love t-shirts, I love graphic tees, different like logos, different like inspirational quotes. So I was honestly just lying in my bed one night and I knew I wanted something with the word chronic in it for chronic illnesses, but I just didn't know how I wanted to incorporate that. So I thought, Girls Chronically Rock. So I just kind of just started that lying down one night. And then I think I just kind of ran with that. First started off with Etsy. And then that's when I launched, the website finally. And yeah, I just ran with it. I got it like copyrighted, trademark, because I'm just like, I love with it. It just feels like empowering, like motivated, inspiring, for others that are dealing with a chronic illness, whether it be mental illness, whatever, or you're just going through everything in your everyday life. But it's really for everybody, because Girls Chronically Rock is just, that's just in general, regardless.
I chronically rock.
Yes, and I actually just added that too. There's a new t-shirt on there called I Chronically Rock. And
that's the shirt I need.
Yes.
I'll wear it all day.
Lord have mercy.
Look, the comment, Dynasty know how I act. She said, Queen Val, Jesus is going to deliver your face. they know. Queen Lavon, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, just in doing some research, preparing for the show, I saw where in last year in 2018, the Today Show, Today actually had you as one of the style heroes. How was that?
That was exciting. I was so honored that they featured my story, because I do like to reach out to a lot of different shows. Mm-hmm. So once I get a call back or even response, it's like, oh my goodness, yes, like they listen, to my story. Even thankful for you guys, for responding to my email and giving me an opportunity on the show. So yes, being on the Today article, that was amazing because that was amongst like different celebrities like Gabrielle Union and things like that. So I was like, oh my God, so that was an exciting moment for me.
Yes, because they had a list of people. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
I told y'all, audience, we
Awesome.
have celebrities on the show. Y'all just remember that. And when Wendy Williams calls Queen Keisha,
oh my God, I'm obsessed
call
with
me.
this. Yes.
And I'm going.
Really?
On her show.
Okay, so two things. One from our live, I Chronically Rock t-shirts. Are those available on your website?
Yes, they are available right now.
Okay, so Dynasty, there you go. You can go right now, go order your shirt. And two, of course, I'm the health junkie of the three of us. So do you find that once you've been diagnosed with this, that you tend to be a little more health conscious with what you eat, what you take in, as far as things that you might I mean, because generally when people find out something's wrong, they tend to want to eat healthier then, or has that been the case with you, or you just really don't care?
It actually has. So when I was first diagnosed, as again doing my research, I noticed it said, oh, the less weight, like if you eat more healthier, maybe better on your legs. So I'm like, okay, because I was a lot more heavier back then, as I said. So when I started getting symptoms, I was just like, oh, I need to lose weight, whatever. So what I did is I actually joined Weight Watchers. Me and my cousin did it at the same time. So we had each other's support. And I actually lost over 35 pounds at that time.
Wow.
I was like, it feels a little bit better. And, I'm not saying I could have ran a marathon or anything, but it's like, this is kind of good on my body. But fast forward to now, I need to get back on track and go back and lose some more weight. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's hard because I'm such a food junkie. I love chips. I love chicken wings. It's like, but I just trying to get that mindset back to where I was very strict. So I'm in the process of right now trying to eat more salads because I know at the end of the day, yes, it will be better on my body because my neurologist actually said that. It was just like, it's like you probably lose, some more, it's exactly not in those words, but she was like, will be better on your legs. And I totally understand that. So I'm trying to do that right now. But yes, I think eating healthy and all that stuff, may help. Like I even looked up a research instead, like diet for muscular dystrophy. And it said like avoid wine and coffee and pasta. And I'm like, and that's all the stuff I like.
I know so well.
Good. Wow.
Like what I'm supposed to eat.
Right. Exactly. So I'm like, it's like I try to do things in like moderation, Yeah. So, but I'm trying, taking it day by day.
Queen Shannon is the carb police. But one thing, she's learned, and if she's honest and the audience that has dealt with me is honest, I'm a much nicer person with carbs in my system, okay?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
See? Queen Keisha, and y'all, the website is up there. And oh, hey, Sam's back. He hasn't been on in a while. Hey,
I
King,
know.
Hey, Sam.
I just had to
put chicken wings rock. Can you put that on the shirt?
Right? I need to because I'm obsessed with them.
Look. And Dynasty,
Lord,
don't buy a shirt. Dynasty is a faithful watcher and supporter of the show. I'm going to get you a shirt. So text me, because she does have my number. Me and her have actually talked. So go ahead and text me your address and shirt size, or go to the website, pick one, send me the link, and I'm gonna do that because why? We love our kings and queens that support the show. And then I'm gonna order my shirt as well. I Chronically Rock with chicken wings. I'm just saying, Keisha, put that on your list.
That is not what she said the shirt said.
It's not.
She did not.
Keisha gonna make me a special one. Just add and with chicken wings at the bottom.
Yes.
And it's gonna be best friends for life. Queen
Oh
Keisha,
my God.
I'm amazed with everything that you do. And one of the things I find is most women and men can't balance regular life and business or their purpose or a household. How do you manage having a chronic illness and still run a business? Like, how do you do that? Do you have like a twin? You have some superpowers? Like, what's going on? Because sometimes it's hard just managing quote unquote regular life.
Yes, I definitely wish I did have a twin, but yeah. So it's pretty much just me. I'm the one who started the business. I'm the one who run it. I'm definitely looking for an intern right now. I mean, I do have my PCAs that help me out. You know, if I need help with packaging when I get an order, because of course lifting up a box and things for me like that is definitely difficult. So I definitely just manage. I definitely try to multitask, whether I'm here on the computer sending out emails, placing orders while I'm watching Wendy Williams. As I said, some days my body may change. I may wake up and I just feel like super fatigued and tired, depending on if I go to bed late the night before. People don't understand just me getting in the bed, where it takes a hard time for people maybe with muscular dystrophy and muscle diseases to get a good position to sleep, where it's like I can't roll over like how say able body can, or how I used to. Like I'm pretty much, when I sleep, I'm pretty much stuck to one side because it's so hard for the body to maneuver. So it all could vary on how my body feels, but no matter what, it's like I just try to get Girls Chronically Rock, going, and that definitely inspires me. As I mentioned, if I have like a fall or having a bad day, it's like I think about, Girls Chronically Rock, and when I get those inspirational, like, DM messages on my Instagram or email saying like, I love what you're doing, keep doing it. I'm just like, wow, like, people are paying attention, because sometimes, you don't know, so definitely that inspires me to keep going and things like that. But what I do, what I have to do, and multitask, keep going.
And my shirt's gonna say what again?
I Chronically Rock and chicken wings.
Okay, just want to make sure. I have I'm gonna pass the mic to Queen Lavon before, but I do have more questions about Wendy Williams. Hopefully, we'll get a chance. We could touch on that in the after show.
Yes.
Queen Lavon.
Wendy.
Well, I did tag Wendy. I did want to share, because I don't know. And, hey, you never know. She may be watching.
Exactly.
Watching house. So anyway, I was gonna say, because I don't know if we stated this, but the I Chronically Rock shirt is not just for women. If you go on to the Girls Chronically Rock website, there is also some that says Boys Chronically Rock. There's some that says girls and kids. So the great thing about this is catering to young and old, male or female. So I do want to put that out there, that the shirts are available. There's a great variety. I thought I saw a camo hoodie is coming.
Yes, yep. So that's like a pre-order, and that says "Trust Your Dopeness" on it, and that can be both for men and women. And all of the T-shirts and hoodies are unisex sizes, because I wanted to make sure of that. Because I know people with disabilities, it takes us so long to get dressed on a regular basis. So I wanted something stretchier and just something comfortable for us to put on, because I do eventually plan to make Girls Chronically Rock into an adaptive wear. Because we need to bring more awareness about that as well. Like Tommy Hilfiger came out with an adaptive clothing line, and it takes a lot. Like I tell my family and friends, if you guys want me to go out, you need to let me know in advance. It just takes like a good 5 minutes to put on my bra, put on the shirt, because it's like the muscles, and it's like I'm not able to raise my arms. So I do eventually will plan to come out with an adaptive clothing line under the Girls Chronically Rock umbrella. So I'll be excited about that when that happens.
Awesome.
Wow.
About a good 5 minutes to put on a bra. Really? As well. I'm not being funny, I'm being serious, which is why I got the kind that snap in the front. And act like you didn't hear that comment. It's a woman thing. But I'm just saying, so I could only imagine,
right?
Like people don't think about like, me or Queen Shannon or Queen Lavon or somebody who have, all of their strength, I guess would be the way to say it. Putting on a bra is a task. That's why most of the time off work, they pulling it off. So you have things going on, and some good days, some bad days with your body, something as simple as putting on a bra. I don't, I ain't lying, God bless you for putting your bra on, because I would just be braless.
Yes.
I know that's right.
And some
I
days
promise
happens.
I was thinking that.
Yes, and some days, trust me, that happens. It depends on where I'm going. But sometimes I'm like, I can't be bothered. Like, this is, I have to go.
Yeah, I know. It gotta be. That's too much.
Yes.
But you have to think about it. I mean, and we have, having the full use of our limbs. But I just think if for anyone that have ever had a broken arm, or I know I've had a shoulder rotator cuff repair, and I remember having to ask my husband or ask my daughter, come in here and button this. So I mean, like you said, those small things like that sometimes we don't even think about.
Exactly.
You thinking, I'm gonna call her and be like, girl, come on, we get ready to go. And it's like, do you realize the work I have to do?
Yes, even putting on one leg at a time for leggings, the underwear, everything.
Yeah,
takes time, because it's like I could easily lose my balance just trying to put that on. So I am grateful now on the days that I do have my PCA, my personal care attendant that comes and helps. Yeah.
Have you had? I would like to ask, have you had to make adjustment or accommodations? Maybe because I'm thinking now, I would be like, okay, I just need maxi dresses, or I'm thinking I want the simplest thing possible.
Yes,
absolutely.
If you're tired, you don't feel like
exactly. Yep.
Tired. I don't feel like all that. Like, can I just get a onesie or something?
Please.
Exactly.
Please.
Yes. That's why I just mostly stay in my t-shirts. A lot of my leggings I've cut up because now that the weather's getting warm, which I love, because wintertime I hate because I don't even wear jackets. Like a jacket, another girl with muscular dystrophy explained it perfectly. She was like, us putting on a jacket is like putting on a stray jacket. Because it's so like heavy for us. Our body's already so weak and fragile. In the wintertime, in the wind, I don't even bother to go outside. That wind can like blow me all the way to you guys. It's so crazy because it's like, I'm already so fragile, me trying to catch my balance. So wintertime, I hate already. So now that the weather's getting nice, I'm just like, all right, I can wear a little bit less clothes. I don't got to be like, like the other day it was nice out. I went to the doctor's, I put on my spandex shorts and a t-shirt. And I was like, I love this. So I'm just hoping the weather stays consistent. So this time of the year is better for me. Also on my legs, because during the winter time, like it definitely affects my legs. When my legs get so cold, I almost feel like I have to like learn how to walk again. Like I don't know how to explain it. It like almost feels like a numbness. So it's like, so I like this time of year. So I just want to put on my shorts and my t-shirts and go where I need to go.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I know that's right. So Sam says that's why so many women don't wear bra.
Yeah,
I guess so. Dynasty says, Jesus, if you only knew that the bra is the devil. I gotta agree sometimes. I have to agree. Yes. Sometimes it is the devil. But I do want to ask, so we did talk about, how you came up with the name of Girls Chronically Rock. When did the idea, like, were you asleep? Were you, when the idea came, how did the idea come to you to start this whole movement?
I knew I wanted to start something, because I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, be my own boss. I kind of like to work on my own schedule, do my own thing. So that's when I kind of just like, I wanted to incorporate something where I can share my story now that I was being more honest and open about it. I honestly was just lying down in my bed one day, probably like, I think watching TV, because I knew I wanted to come up with a name. And then that's where it kind of all came about. So I knew I had the idea because like I said, I just love to put on t-shirts because that's just so convenient and easy for me now. So I was just like, a t-shirt line, that would be cute. And then I can have the different logos, inspirational quotes that I, have on the website. So that's kind of where the idea and everything came about.
Awesome.
I'm taking notes. That's part of why the show is called Classes in Session. They know I'm a note taker. One of the things I think Queen Keisha, and thank you guys, you kings and queens, so much for watching. Make sure you like, love, share the video, put your comments, and follow Queen Keisha because she is the bomb.com. And all us going on with Williams.
Yes.
Queen Keisha put the little things we take for granted, and that's really, what I'm thinking about, because we complain so much. It's easy.
Right.
So I'm gonna stop drilling my whole vitamin D deficiency thing into the ground. I'm gonna stop. I'm being honest. Hopefully, my husband is not, or my son not watching the show. But the other people,
look, Queen LaVon, she's gonna throw it at us at least once or twice more. She's not gonna let it ride like that.
I know.
She will not.
It really makes you think about just. I'm serious, y'all. I'm deep in thought. I'm working on being a better me in 2019, and that's all I'm gonna say. Because my next question has to do with dating. Queen Keisha.
Yes.
Wait, Queen LaVon, you want to do the disclaimer for the show?
I know.
At the top of the show.
The views and opinions. I know.
Look, that's all I said. So dating? Question mark.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know there was. I thought there was more of a follow up. Okay, so yes.
I'm leaving that one open to your interpretation.
Okay, so yes, dating, living with muscular dystrophy. I must say, I'm still on the dating websites as I was before as an able-bodied person. I definitely feel like sometimes with guys, I don't know what their reaction is going to be because that's another thing. So when I first was dating, when I was first diagnosed, I was like that the same way, like not telling them what was going on with me, not until like after a while, because I think then like, it wasn't so noticeable. But now I'm up and honest with it, and I'm like, this is what I have. So you're going to have to live with it. But yes, I'm still on the dating websites. Now that I do have the wheelchair, I'm curious to see how men do react. Because my other friends that I do chat with here in Boston, they tell me the stories that they deal with, and my other support groups on, what men may write to them. I guess it's like a wheelchair fetish or whatever they may have. So I kind of find that a little interesting. I haven't come across. I mean, of course, guys write things regardless, with or without the wheelchair.
Oh my.
But yes, dating is definitely, I still date. That's not going to stop me. And I'm still on the dating websites, and, I'll see what happens. Right now, I'm honestly focusing on Girls Chronically Rock, but, I feel like when the right time, it will come along, but he definitely has to be supportive of me, my business, and what I'm dealing with. And then, of course, that is something I think about, is he going to be able to handle it? Am I going to feel like a burden on him? So I do think about those things. And, is he going to be upset when I tell him I don't want to have any kids? Those are not in my plans. Is he going to be okay with that? But I see so many great relationships of people that have muscular dystrophy, have chronic illnesses all the time on social media. They're married, they have kids, and, their men are supporting and staying by them. So I believe that maybe the one is out there for me. But, I'm still dating and doing me, and hopefully maybe one will come along shortly.
Arranged marriage by Valencia.
There it is.
Yes.
Look, y'all watching, y'all see she cute. And she chronically rock. I'm gonna just leave that alone and pass the mic to Queen LaVon.
Well, I wanted to say we the comments, I'm loving our comments are like rolling on tonight. But I want to say thank you. I did say thank you to Sam because he said plead the fifth. He was trying to tell you to plead the fifth when Valencia asked that question. But I did thank him for the support because he said he was buying those shirts for his kids. So I was like, thank you. But Queen Dynasty asked, she wanted to know if you knew of anyone or any projects that are being started that are around the umbrella of muscular dystrophy. No, she said MS. Yeah, MS.
Multiple sclerosis.
Multiple sclerosis. I know that there's a walk coming up here in Boston, but I would definitely recommend how I connected with others with muscular dystrophy. I noticed hashtagging on Instagram, oh my goodness, is key. So definitely like hashtag multiple sclerosis, and you'll be surprised, amazed of how many other people come up, like people I follow, I've connected with, they may not be muscular dystrophy, but multiple sclerosis, they can relate to me at the end of the day, like more than an able-bodied person can, because they understand the different challenges. So definitely hashtag multiple sclerosis, disability awareness, chronic illnesses, all of that. I've connected with just so many other people. So definitely the hashtagging is key, I realize. So then you might even find some in your area or anything like that, and you'll connect with so many others. Trust me, it's going to be pretty amazing. They even have like different groups. And now on Instagram, you can follow the hashtag. So now when you put in a hashtag, which I love, it will come up on your newsfeed of like people that's hashtagging MS, at multiple sclerosis, MS walk. So definitely try that and you'll see so many things come up.
She's beautiful, she's smart, and she has a clothing line. She chronically rocks. Rainspirit by Valencia.com. I don't know whose turn it is for a question. Queen Shannon, is it you?
Yes. Sam asked, have you tried selling your products at expos?
I have tried that. I did like 2 last year, but I'm trying to get into more of that now that the weather is nice. Because as I mentioned, in wintertime, I pretty much stay inside. I tell my family and friends, like, you want to hang out? Let's hang out now or forever hold your peace. Because in the wintertime, once it starts to snow, but yes, so I am definitely on like Boston Businesswomen Network and different entrepreneurship groups. I like to look at different vending tables that are coming up, and then I would have like my PCAs, cousins, and come out, and because I have the banner and everything for the table. I got the T-shirts, I got the merchant thing so people can pay with their credit card. So yes, I'm definitely ready now that the weather's getting nice to do some more tables, because I think that would bring more awareness, to Girls Chronically Rock, and I'm looking to also get into more fashion shows. I got invited to participate in Atlanta Fashion Week this year in September, so I will be doing that. So I'm excited for that.
Yay! So we have models.
I believe they choose the models themselves, because I don't, because since I'm not there. But hey, if you want a model, is that? I'll definitely put in a word.
I have as well in Atlanta,
but the shirt will not have chicken wings on it. Nothing about chicken wings. It's be modeling.
Maybe we can add that though for that show.
But we do have one more question. Queen Ashanti says, how do people know when to help and when not to?
Is this regarding with a disability or?
Right, like when you need help, how will they know when to help you and when to just let you be?
I would say yes, that is a good question, because I noticed a lot of people like made YouTube about that. A lot of people I know with chronic illnesses. So some people are afraid, they might not want to, especially now with the whole Me Too movement, where one time say I was in the Uber ride and it's like, I think he was kind of hesitant not to know if to help me out and things like that. And then there's some guys that are like, hey, can I help you? Is that okay? Can I walk with you to the door? Because they see I'm with a cane, which I appreciate that. Because my thing is, before I may have had my pride, like, oh yeah, I don't have this, I'm independent. But no, it's like now I know I need the help, because I'm better off getting the help opposed to me trying to go get up and then fall. And then what? And then it's like I'm on the floor, I could possibly hurt myself, break, make my muscles more weak. So definitely I would feel like if you see somebody struggling, or just definitely maybe ask like, oh, can I help you, opposed to just maybe doing it with touching them, because a lot of people can, be standoffish and may not want your help. So you can definitely maybe say, hey, can I help you with that? Or if you see them with a lot of bags and they got a wheelchair. So definitely, if you want to help and you're that kind person, I think for me, I definitely appreciate the help. I love it when people may ask for it. And, I'm like, hey, yes, I do need the help. Thank you. So I would definitely probably ask before approaching the person.
And then you may meet your future husband that way.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I might.
Queen LaVon.
That is true. I just say bat those lashes and be like, yes. But I'm going to ask the other side to that question, because like you said, not everyone is wanting to, interfere, because some people are, like, I'm independent. I like taking care of myself. I don't need any help, because they may not have fully come to terms with being able to say, I need help. Right. Have you always been that person that was always willing to take help, or did you go through a phase where I can do it, I got it?
Yeah, definitely, because as I said, like, I wasn't even acknowledging I had muscular dystrophy. So of course it's like I kind of was doing my own thing. I wasn't telling somebody, oh yeah, I have this, I need help. Or when I used to do merchandising vending back in the day, I wasn't telling the people, my employers, like, oh, I can't lift up that heavy box, where I should have, because I honestly could have hurt myself, which I have in the past at some jobs. So it's like, now I'm realizing it's like, if I don't speak up and let these people know how, how are they supposed to, especially with my line of work with fashion, it's like, I'm going to need help, lifting up boxes and things like that. So I definitely, stepped back, a few notches, and, now I'm more awareness and telling people like, yes, this is what I have. And I can't do that. I'm not going to be able to lift up that, et cetera, where opposed to I was not.
Would you say that there's like a cycle? You know how you would hear people say there's cycles of grief where you have to go through with learning to come to terms with this type of news where you've been diagnosed. Do you feel like there's a cycle that everyone has to go through where they have to acknowledge or, denial? Do you feel like there's some type of cycle that individuals go through?
I believe that there are, but then there's some people I have met that when they found out they was diagnosed with, say, a chronic illness, they pretty much adapt to it. Not saying like, oh, they're excited, but it's like they're so open. They're like, oh, this is what I have and things like that. And I'm like, wow, because I totally was not like that. Because people had told me before, like, oh, you should chat with others about muscular dystrophy and things like that. But I'm like, why would I do that? Because that's not what I have. That's what I was thinking in my head. Not what the doctors was telling me. I was just thinking, well, I don't have muscular dystrophy, so why am I going to talk to other people about it? But yes, I believe that everybody deals with things differently. So it's like, I can't come out and say, because I know there are some people that do have muscular dystrophy, but they're not as open as I am. But it's like, I can't sit here and tell them, oh yeah, you need to talk about it. You have to do this, because I've been there. I know what that's like. I know where it's like everybody works at their own pace. Everybody deals with things differently. Not everybody's so open, like, oh yeah, this is what I have, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, especially I'm such a private person and was. So for me to be so open and honest now and blog about certain things, it's like that wouldn't have been me a few years ago. I'm still a private person, but I do believe everybody deals with things differently. And it's like, you can't rush a person to say, this is what you have to do. Like, get out there, like, because only that person knows what that is like, living with the chronic illness, disability every day. Only that person knows.
Queen.
So Sam actually posted a comment, and his comment prompted a question. So his comment says, we have an expo here in Indianapolis, Indiana, the middle of July. If you come there, him and his team, they'll help you out to get your products out.
Send me the link of that and the information.
Awesome. And so how is traveling for you?
Traveling has definitely, over the years, because my family's originally from Barbados. So, I used to go there like every year, for the festival time and things like that. But traveling, I love to travel, like I've been a few places, but I must say traveling now, I got to make sure, even when I get to the airport, I have to make sure a wheelchair is there, because it's like to walk around the airport now. I would miss my flight. So I have to make sure a wheelchair is there wherever I'm staying. Got to make sure that the place is handicap accessible. Not just handicap accessible, but what I'm learning as my progression went on is it has to be a roll-in shower. I can't say step over a tub, because that's difficult for me, and walk upstairs. So me trying to step over a tub, I can easily fall in the shower. So it's like, now I realize when I say handicap accessible room, I have to say with a roll-in shower, please, because then if not, they're going to give me something totally different. So things like that is definitely, I have to take that extra step of, is this place handicap accessible? Like, I've never been to New Orleans. I would like to go there. I'm like, I know it's kind of like an older place. I'm like, is that handicap accessible for me? Are they going to have, the accessible hotels? Am I going to be able to go to the bars and the parties? You know what I mean? So things like that. Like, I know where Vegas and LA, they're very handicap accessible. Yeah. Islands are not. Like Barbados, I know if I was to go back there now, it's going to be a lot different. Where it's like, I have to get a handicap accessible room. I have to get the raised, toilet seat, because it's like I can't sit on the regular size. It has to be like raised where, I have here in my apartment. So it's like it definitely does take that extra step and planning, which I don't mind doing. And my family and friends are aware of that now, which, now they learned from over the years. But yes, traveling can definitely be more, challenging, where now I have the wheelchair. I'm scared of that, because I've heard horror stories where airlines have ruined people's wheelchairs. So I'm nervous now to travel with mine, because I'm like, this is a nice wheelchair. I don't want them to ruin it. So it's like things like that I have to think about. Like, do I want to bring this wheelchair? Maybe I can rent one there at the location where I know some places do. So those are things that, I have to think about.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I kind of tilted my head when you said New Orleans, because I'm in Louisiana.
Oh.
20, 30 minutes from New Orleans, in a little ducked off small town where nobody's coming to my area by accident. I'm just saying. But we're gonna talk, because places in New Orleans are very friendly.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Whatever we want it to be. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because other people watch it.
Okay.
Y'all don't
she will.
Look,
My friend coming to town, clear all of this out the way.
look, you know,
Listen, just let me know. Just let me know when I don't mind the 8-hour drive. I'm coming.
okay. We will not. The revolution will not be televised because
At all.
I'm just saying that ain't none of y'all business. We won't. We all have on our Girls Chronically Rock t-shirts. Mine's gonna say with my chicken wings. So if y'all see that in New Orleans, you know. We're gonna look. And look, Keisha put the people from New Orleans don't even know where I live exactly. When I tell people exactly what's it in Louisiana, I live. I'm like, where is that? And I'm like, exactly, because I don't know what I may do. So that's why you
Lord.
We're gonna leave that alone. I don't
Lord, but Sam did leave his email address, Queen Keisha, for you to reach out to him.
Okay.
So that is on there.
Okay,
And
perfect.
he did
Thank
say
you.
that if you would do attend, I guess come there and attend, he would like to bring you on his live radio broadcast.
Oh, that would be nice. Thank you. Definitely gonna reach out to him.
Yeah, and we'll I'll make sure if you go back on the on the show comments, you'll see it, but I'll make sure one of us queens will go back and tag you so you see. And the Queen
Okay, thank you.
talking about call her, she coming too.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Because I'm telling you, and just take the brakes off the wheelchair and just trust me.
That's it.
All just trust me. Look,
did she just say take the brakes off?
She did.
Take the brakes off.
She got you. She got you, boo. You safe.
Take the brakes off.
It has truly been a phenomenal show. That's apparent by the comments that so many y'all know. Queen Lavon, Queen Shannon, probably even Queen Keisha will respond to some of y'all comments tonight.
Yes.
I'm just playing, but I'm glad. And look, and Queen Keisha put anytime is a good time for New Orleans, which is the truth, because our weather here in the South, I'm just saying, you up in the cold states.
Yeah.
Come to the light, Caroline. Come to the light. So I'm just saying, next time you get cold out there, you just think about how warm I am here in the South. Just think about that.
I know.
If nobody remembers, anything about your phenomenal story or anything else that you said, if somebody's listening, maybe has just been diagnosed or thinking, that life pretty much sucks, or whatever, because like I said, we tend to get in a mood when we don't feel right sometimes, if that makes sense. And you've been so inspirational, and I love your personality. And like I said earlier, Arranged Marriage by Valencia.com. I'm gonna just drop that there. What one thing would you like to leave the audience with today, if this was the only thing they remember from tonight's show?
I would like to say, as I mentioned earlier briefly, is definitely everybody has a story. You never know what someone is struggling on a daily basis, of whether it's a chronic illness or they're going through something with just at home. So just kind of, just when someone maybe have a bad attitude or certain things, and I'm not saying nobody has the right to complain if they don't have a disability, but it's like everybody has a story and you never know what somebody's dealing with. So don't be afraid to maybe ask. If they want to respond, they will. And if not, just keep in mind, like maybe that person is going through something, because you never know how they got to where they are today. Because that is something I'm realizing on a regular basis. And honestly, if you have a dream And if you have a business you want to accomplish, I would say just do it. Because before you know it, you'll be up and running and it'll be up and going. And just believe and trust in your dreams, whether you're going with a chronic illness, whether you have it or not. Just keep doing what you do. And before you know it, it'll be up and running.
Mm. I'm just saying. Queen Keisha,
make it happen.
How can the audience connect with you, follow you, get the shirts? If you want to go ahead and leave that information as well.
Sure. So how you can purchase my shirts is www.girlschronicallyrock.com. You can also follow me on girlschronically_rock on Instagram. And then I also have a Facebook business page, which is just Girls Chronically Rock. And please feel free to add me as a friend on just Facebook, Kiesha Greaves. Under my name, it's spelled just like that, Keisha Greaves, that she had put it up there. So yeah, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding an order or just anything. If you want to ask me anything, please feel free to reach out. And also you can, my email and all of that too is on my website, but my email is all one word, girlschronicallyrock@gmail.com. So please feel free to reach out. I'll be ready to answer.
Yay. And
Awesome.
excuse me. It's the coffee and the carbs I had today. If one of our great audience members go ahead and type in the information. Dynasty said she inboxed you Sam's email. We have the best audience.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I love it. They're on top of it. I love it.
They are the bomb.com. Not everybody can dollar through cash.
Lord.
Yes.
It has been a phenomenal show. Queen LaVon, do you have any last words? Then we'll pass it to Queen Shannon, and then it's a show.
I just agree with one of the comments that says your energy chronically rocks. I thought that was absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It was Niquisha that just came up. Your energy chronically rocks. And I think just to ditto everything that Keisha said, I mean, she's made it clear here today. We hear people say that nobody can stop you. You know, you can go after whatever you want, but she's teaching you that nothing and nobody. So add nothing to it. So not only do you don't have to worry about people trying to stop you, but you can't even allow what happens in life to stop you from what you wanted to do. Like she said, start that business, write that book, you know, do whatever it is you want to do. If that's what you want to do, don't let nothing stop you.
Right.
Amen.
Amen. I just want to say, Queen Keisha, it's really been a pleasure. I have to piggyback on that. Your energy is awesome, absolutely awesome.
You.
And for anybody watching, I think one of the biggest things you need to take away from this is recognize what you're taking for granted. The simple things that we get to do every single day. Pay attention to that. And be grateful for them. Get into the mode of, even as ladies, you're putting on your bra, putting your leg, everything that you're able to do, simply say thank you, because you're able to do it without having to take time. And it doesn't, some of us, we can get dressed and okay, give me 5 minutes and I'm dressed and we're there. But be grateful for those things. Take time and to recognize the abilities that you have. And at the same time, recognize that there, again, as Queen LaVon said, there's nothing stopping you except your own mind. Your own mind stops you. Queen Keisha is a beautiful, beautiful, sweet-spirited example of that.
Oh, thank you.
She's not letting anything stop her except for maybe that cold weather. But but thank you so much, Queen. You are really like a ball of positive energy, and just I can feel your energy, and you're beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you, ladies. I can't believe that went by fast.
I know we don't have to get you back on. It'll have to be
please do.
Late night lives for mature audiences only. We're gonna definitely get Queen Keisha down here to the boots. Like I said, that'll be like Define You after party, and they'll have to like pay to see the live or something. We're gonna set that up. Y'all know, look, we all business women, and y'all are thoroughly entertained. Notice Queen Lavon and Queen Shannon ain't say nothing. They ain't say nothing. Queen Dynasty, I'm over here commenting. She put, you are phenomenal. Thank you so much. Look, I was about saying Queen Lavon, and Lavon be throwing me off, y'all. Sometimes she be typing in the comments and be right here. She put Ellen DeGeneres is waiting. We're waiting.
Yes, and I've been writing to her show as well. Yes, because I look, Ellen gives like normal people opportunities. Yes, so I'm like, oh, if
good. So that's why I because she's good about that.
Yes, I tag her a lot on Instagram and everything. So, and also Steve Harvey. But I noticed Steve Harvey's show is getting canceled, which is sad.
Okay, wait. Lavon, do the disclaimer. Y'all, wait, hold on. Thank y'all so much for watching Define You Radio. At this point, after show, if you're listening to the podcast, remember your past doesn't define you. It gives you definition, and what you do with that is up to you. 3, 2, 1, after party. Queen Lavon, do the disclaimer.
Y'all know the views and the comments shared in this live does not, we can't even say it reflect those of these people we tagging. Hey, but Queens gotta hustle. We never know.
Absolutely.
One of the interns may just be doing nothing right now, waiting for a show to cut, and they on that. Somebody tagged
that part.
Exactly. You never know.
Don't come looking for us when y'all see us walking down the red carpet.
Hello.
Correct.
Yes. Hello, I'm with you.
Is losing his shows. Wendy Williams, we are waiting on you. We will not talk about your divorce at all unless you want to. Look, Queen Lavon ain't saying that. Queen Lavon, like, I'm about to start having technical difficulties. But I really do want to go see. How far are you from New York?
I'm only
that's when I go to see Wendy Williams live.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm only 4 hours away. Yeah.
How you doing?
Exactly.
I'm just saying, her ticket's free.
Yeah, yes, exactly. A lot of these shows, they're like for free, like The Real, The Talk, those are all free as well.
So what are some of your favorite, who put, Dynasty put, can I tag Jada?
Go ahead.
Go right ahead. We want to be on
Red Table Talk.
Yes.
Wait, is my eyebrows on fleek?
Red Table Talk.
She said it's her eyebrows on fleek.
Naquisha, of course, put DU all in the building. Define you all always in the building. I forgot my question. Queen Keisha, what shows do you like? Like, what is your favorite show? And if they said, look, we want you to guest star, whatever, what is that one show?
That would be Wendy Williams. Like my favorite, like for the daytime, as far as the daytime talk shows, that would be her. I don't know, something about her. That's how I get my news, I tell people, because I don't watch the news on a regular basis. So Wendy, well, that is my news. And I know a lot of people may not like her, but it's like, I'm like, I love Wendy. I don't care. She's funny.
I like her. I've always liked her because she's loud and she do her. And I'm not gonna lie. Look, because somebody earlier made a comment about the braids. Now, if you think I went and sat and got my hair braided,
Lord have mercy.
I don't know how I do. But then definitely watching her go through this thing has made me like her more.
Yes. Her energy is different. Like you can just see a difference in her. I'm like, wow. That's why, again, this is why I say, like, you never know what somebody's dealing with. Because I'm not like a true rumor. So it's like, when all that stuff was coming out with her husband, I'm just like, well, she's like, she's not taking her ring off. And I'm like, wow, to look back, like all that stuff is true, what she was dealing with. And I'm like, wow, you see how some men can put you in that space where it's like she couldn't even really focus on her show. She was on hiatus for a good minute after the holiday. And I missed her so much.
But you could tell, And I'm trying to flip some of the comments so it could come up on the screen so everybody could see. I don't know. It looks very interesting. I knew they were true. I knew they were true just because you could tell when somebody's energy changes. You may not know why. I noticed that, but she's very smart. This is what people don't understand. I don't know if Wendy is an Aquarius or not, but you have to play a certain role while you plan things.
Yeah.
Because you don't you know, when you got money like that in the audience like that, you don't just drop the mic. You know, this was a planned mic drop.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Y'all ain't see it coming. I saw it. I was like, Then he, you know what I'm saying? And then he not attractive. I'm gonna say it correct like that. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's the truth. It is the truth. It is the truth.
And she looks better. It's like I talk about that mental and that physical weight. You know, that you could tell it's like she just found the fountain of youth. And you know what I'm saying? Those are my thoughts, Queen Lavon.
Losing a 250-pound no good man. Hopefully Wendy ain't listening. We'll do that.
And y'all heard it.
We'll do that to you.
But it come with no scripture tonight. I was waiting on some scripture.
No scriptures. None.
No, but Wendy, I think she's not an Aquarius since her birthday is in July. So I'm thinking, is that Leo? Would she be Cancer, Leo?
It's Cancer or Leo. Yeah. It could be one of the two, yeah.
Yeah, so she's somewhere in there. But I think what has just kind of been shaping, I guess almost like shaping for me, is watching how she evolved, because one, she like you said, she's very bold, she's very loud. I think she's relatable because she says what we're thinking. You know, when she does hot seat, she does her hot seat to hot topic. Is it hot topic?
Yes. Yeah, hot topic.
I mean, she's just saying what we thinking anyway. I mean, what we're thinking. A lot of people, you know, saying they're turned off about her being so loud, or because, you know, she's a tall woman, you know, but she wear her big hair, you know, she just celebrate who she is, but she was very transparent. And even with everything that she went through, you know, when she came on and did her show telling everybody about being in the dry house.
Yeah.
I think it's called a dry house. And I'm thinking, you know what, like you said, Queen Valencia, she was very strategic in everything that she was doing, because even she said she put that out there before the reports anybody else could put it out there.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what, I'm going to own my truth. And I'm going to own my truth. So you can't throw up and you can't blackmail. You can't try to defame me if I'm telling you what the real is.
Right.
It's one of those things. If we forget that, you know, can't nobody hold over your head your past when you own your past.
Or when you wrote about it in the whole library. What? Valencia, you did. Okay, you can go take the book out.
Right. Everybody else read it. But wait, now last thing I heard, she was dating again. Is she dating?
She does make comments, like she goes out, she's like, you know, I'm out dipping it and doing it. She does her things.
Yeah.
You know, that's like her favorite, you know, but yeah, she says, like, you know, she goes out and enjoys herself, and she's been hanging out with her son and her nephew are in town. So
listen, the old people used to say the best way to get get over one man
is to get on top of him.
So get it, Wendy girl. Get it, Wendy girl.
Yeah, I'm happy for her.
I'm happy for her too. I really like Wendy Williams, and yes, every time I watch, I just catch her on YouTube, and I'll catch the hot topics to see what she got on, and of course what wig she wears. I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Of course you looking for the wigs.
I am. I'm love
some awesome wigs.
She did.
Yeah.
Girl. I'll be like, look, can you tag me on where you getting this from? Or I mean, I know some of them you wearing them one time and just laying them on the shelf. Send them to us.
Right, donate them.
Yeah.
But y'all, I'm gonna share this, something that I know, because if any of you've been following her, if you remember when Wendy first came out, I mean, she's been out over 10 years now, I believe.
Yes.
When she first came out, there was a man that was called a numerologist, and they were like talking about I was listening to the show, and they was talking about the different talk shows, how they were going to be doing. And one of the men on there, a lot of people didn't think her show was going to make it past the year, because they was thinking nobody wanted this loud woman. They tried to do a lot to discredit her and to defame her name. At one time they were talking about she used to be a man. They were saying a lot of negative stuff. But the one thing that I thought that was very amazing that this numerologist said, he spoke about, he actually predicted then that her show would outlast and outrun a lot of shows that started at that same time.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of those same people that have, that were talking about it and said her show would not last a year or 2 years, that it was just a new show phase, everybody gets a chance. But I mean, you look at it a decade later.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, you think back then, Ricky Lake and all these other people, that had shows that have came and gone, and she's still standing.
Right.
So it goes to letting people know what God has for you. Can nobody, no devil in heaven, hell, no devil anywhere trying to creep up can come against you.
Yes, what's the scripture?
Nothing.
Well, she the gospel gangster, so she went against on us first, and she done brought the gospel in.
But can't nobody stop you, as Queen Keisha has been saying. She's been demonstrating, not just saying, but she's been demonstrating that you don't have to allow your circumstances to change the trajectory of your life. If that's what you said before you were diagnosed, you wanted to be in fashion, you wanted to have your own business, you knew you had that spirit of entrepreneurship. The diagnosis didn't change what you wanted, your dreams. All it did was gave you a different direction to go in.
Yes, exactly.
It almost set the course where you needed to be headed, where you're going. So, I mean, you can't allow, sometimes we allow a diagnosis to be a death sentence. And it's not.
Yeah.
The diagnosis doesn't have to be
a true.
It's really just that awakening that you need to get on course.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I like the way you phrase that.
she's so eloquent. She's the Queen Levon is definitely, I would say, the calm one of this crew, this gumbo mix.
Gumbo.
Let me rephrase.
She has that moment.
The Queen Levon that the audience hears.
There we go.
Queen Keisha gonna see whenever she make her way here. Queen Levon is gonna come. She in South Carolina. Queen Shannon is in Florida.
Okay.
But we gonna all come together. The revolution will not be televised. Is all I'm saying. I'm just looking at some of the comments as well. Queen Keisha, you are phenomenal. We definitely are gonna have to get you back, but you are definitely part of the family.
Yes, I would love that.
When you ready and say, look, Queens, I got something to say, something to talk about, do y'all, whatever, just, you got my information, inbox, whichever you want to do, because I don't know, because the audience is definitely loving you.
Mm-hmm.
Queen should put, look, Levon Copeland is the calm before the storm.
That's what they think. Look, that's what they think. But baby, that storm be right there.
Shannon is the wind during the storm. She about to put something that's gonna make me drive to Texas. We know, it's like,
and you are just the storm.
She can't type fast enough.
She probably over there cracking up while she trying to type it.
She is. She's so messy. Look, Laquisha Look, and then she put in Valencia Griffin Wallace as category 5. See, I knew she was about to. We got to add Queen Keisha to the mix. Now, she part of this gumbo. You know, we got to learn what part. But when we get in New Orleans, like I said, we're gonna take the brakes off. We're gonna have our shirts on. We're gonna get us some hot wings, some of other stuff that a lot of y'all probably even too young to know about. But we definitely gonna have a great time. And of course, y'all, I'm just reading some of the comments. Honestly, someone told me something that I will never forget. Pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding.
Hashtag amen.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wendy Williams, she says, trust the process. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Hopefully Wendy Williams sees our show.
Our audience is smart. At least, the ones that make comments. No, I'm just playing. If you watch this in any way, shape, or form,
Lord have mercy. I'm glad LaVon gave the disclosure earlier because
Lord.
And y'all, that quote is by Callie Gilbran, Khalil, last name.
Khalil Gilbran. Khalil, yeah, he's a awesome philosopher.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Love him. Spiritualist philosopher. He's awesome.
Yes. Okay. I love it. The whole quote says, your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter portion by which the physician which you heal your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. I love it.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I'm known for the wigs on the show. They're known for the quotes in the scripture.
I was gonna say, where did that even come from?
Y'all know. I'm just saying, choosing. They know how we get. Then it's the after show. And see, at least I'll be honest. I'll be like, girl, I try to get my hair braided today. No, I'll be honest about my wigs and where I stand on Define You Radio and the queens. Like, they do the research and come with, that's why I love them. Gumbo. And we're adding Queen Keisha to this mix. Ain't no telling what's going to go on 2019. I'm trusting my dopeness.
Yes.
Yes.
Trust your dopeness.
Queen Lakeisha gonna put, where did that come from? You have to listen to my whole point, Queen Lakeisha. Mind you, I am, Oh, and Dynasty put her rheumatologist told her that. That's a good quote. We're gonna have to
love it.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely.
Go ahead and drop your information again for the audience that may have just joined us.
Okay.
Drop your website again.
Okay, so sure, you can find my information and more about me at www.girlschronicallyrock.com. Also on Facebook, Girls Chronically Rock business page. And then please feel free to follow me on Instagram, Girls Chronically Rock _. Girls Chronically _rock. And then also just find me on Facebook under Kiesha Greaves.
Thanks for listening to Define You Radio. Class is in session. Connect with the show at www.defineyouradio.com. Pens and papers down. Class is over.